Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. You're a day late and Algo short. Go buy another one on Tinyman right now. Go do it. This is yesterday's Algorand news. I am at Real Monty Allen and I am your crypto nerd. Make sure you hit hashtag AlgoNews so that you could be featured in tomorrow's video. Let's see what's going on. First up, we've got Elliptic. So Elliptic is here. And this is kind of relatively like low profile news, but let me tell you why this is important. So Elliptic put out this announcement. They got relatively little news. It was kind of overshadowed by OPUL and Tinyman, I think, in the community. But they are supporting Algorand and Polkadot right now. And I'm not sure how many people, retweeted this. Look, maybe I didn't even. Oh, look, hit hashtag or like, and I'm gonna quote tweet this right now and hit hashtag Algo News. This is what I want you to do out in the community. Hashtag Algo News. Boom. All right. So check out Elliptic because what they do is monitor and make sure that here's the article, that we are safe in the community and institutions are safe. So here's Elliptic's website. They put out this, short, an announcement that says, hey, here's what we do. Here's what we're doing. They picked up Polkadot and Algorand at the same time. Maybe that's why a lot of us didn't pick up on it because it was watered down with the Polkadot info in there. But here's what we've got. We've got Algorand's novel approach to its distribution of the Algo asset has seen its market capitalization grow around 11 billion. Boom. Even more, Algorand and Polkadot are blockchains with real potential and create greater efficiency and innovation in the financial world. Elliptic works with banks. Elliptic works with security firms. Elliptic works with auditors. So as Algorand grows and tries to become that institutional blockchain, it is very important for those institutions to have somebody like an Elliptic who can help them detect high-risk crypto transactions, identify high-risk customers, trace source and destination of funds, simplify SAR submissions. So these things, SAR, by the way, is a suspicious activity report. Those of you in the banking industry or any kind of finance would be familiar with that. Now, some of you are going to be put off by this because you like that quasi-anonymity that comes along with using blockchain, right? You don't have your name associated with your Algorand address. Now, there are people out in the community who've tried to track down some of those names, but in general, they have been successfully protected. Now, if you sign up, though, for a bank, if you sign up for some kind of an institution and want to use Algorand with businesses on a regular basis who need to monitor these things, they have to be in compliance, then it is important to be able to tie that information together. So that doesn't mean that you need to play in the institutional world. You can just keep it on your MyAlgo wallet or your ledger, whatever you want to do. You can just hold it. You don't have to do anything with it. But for those of us who want to use the currency as a currency or to leverage it or interact with it in the business world, there's a mortgage company out there who's thinking about distributing some funds via DeFi, a limited amount. There is a credit card company that wants to use Algorand or an Algorand version of USDC for funds back and forth. Those types of transactions, if you have a wallet, Elliptic becomes important. And they've got two different versions here. They've got Elliptic Navigator, which helps this, and we've got Elliptic Lens, which helps you block risky transactions, confidently onboard customers, combat fraud, and comply with travel rules. So cross-border issues there. So you have some really valuable services that are provided by Elliptic, which for me, so Elliptic is onboarded now. So for me, Elliptic coming on board with more of these companies that provide the infrastructure and the behind-the-scenes info makes a stronger case for Algorand to go to, like a Visa or a PayPal or those big financial institutions, banks. We've got one bank in Oklahoma that's allowing Algorand to be traded. I think there might have been one more that came on board. But if you want to have mass adoption, ladies and gentlemen, we need companies like Elliptic to come on board with that. So I'll include all of these links in here, and I hope that you'll do a little research there and get on board with terms like that. All right. Tinyman. Here's the news from yesterday. Little did I know, I recorded my video and literally like a half an hour later, Tinyman said, we're live on mainnet. I like the Tinyman deal. Went to the website. It's clean. It's efficient. I will show you here. Here we go. Boom. Here's Tinyman. So here's their swap page when you first log in. pretty like they're efficient with their space, right? They are minimalists. They have liquidity pools. Let's check out the analytics. So the analytics here, total liquidity, about 13 million right now. Total volume in the last hour, and it's not been quite 24 hours since they have been live, is a little over 4 million. The price of an algo right there at the top is 1.92. I jumped in, just did a quick swap really yesterday just to see how it would work, how it would go. I'm going Algo YLDY. I want to start with some pool activity because I do own, some of the different ASAs, some YLDY, some USDC, some Algorand. I might try out the pool feature here. Now, the pool feature, you receive 0.25 for every transaction is your fee. And I didn't see where like this accumulates. So when you pull your funds out of the pool, you've got to do it equally. But I did not see where those fees added up. So I'm gonna try and check it out, I guess, and see like, hey, is there a way to know, like, is there a running total of how many fees I've accrued, how many transactions have taken place in my pool, or if it's a shared pool, like what my portion of those pool tokens are, I guess. I don't know. We'll find out. I'll go back through probably this weekend and see like, hey, how do I gather this fee and then analyze it. What's the volume going to be like? The higher volume, the better the fees are going to be, I suspect. I mean, obviously. But is that worth pulling my funds out of, like, a YLDY? So we'll find out. All right? But there's a whole FAQ section. So I encourage you to go check out the Tinyman FAQ section. There's a ton of information there. They did a lot of due diligence. I don't know, the Tinyman stuff, so their FAQs are solid. Go check out their YouTube. Their YouTube videos are impressive. They're very short and sweet, but they took some time to do them right. One thing I did want is some of these things. No, it's not here. Where's my trading? Anyway, so I think maybe when you're logged in, so the trading. I couldn't sort very well, and I imagine it's something that they are working on, but I couldn't sort through, like, if I was trying to find a specific pool, there wasn't a very good search or sort feature, what was the highest, volume over the last 24 hours, at least when I checked it out yesterday. I didn't see that, and I'll have to poke around more this weekend. Anyway, so Monty's got work to do. But Tinyman has, gained some attention. So we got Yahoo Finance here, DeFi for the small guy. I see what they did there. Algorand-based Tinyman raises $2.5 million ahead of the DEX launch. So they've got an AMM designation down here, DEX over here. So Chris Swainer over there at Reach informed me that, hey, there's a significant difference, when we're talking about AMMs and just, traditional DEX, I guess. But that's besides the point. They lump in Tinyman with a few other, I don't know, kind of groups here, projects. But Tinyman is really the lead here for this story. Go check it out. I'll put the link in it here. It's just really some good PR. Nothing you didn't know already. All right, OPUL. So yesterday, Lil Pump put out this, this tweet. I think actually probably their PR folks put it out because I think it was all fairly coordinated and it looked, it was professionally done. So they put this out, and there's a partnership with Republic. So I didn't realize that this Republic piece of the puzzle was coming together. Republic is very mainstream. I invest on Republic now through various means. We also had Rio was released through Republic, and now they've got these secured NFT projects that are coming through on Republic, and this is really interesting. So I'm not sure, if this is going to be a bigger impact than the OPUL app or buying on exchanges, but Republic is how you get money from the mainstream. The Republic is how you get money from investors that had nothing to do with cryptocurrency. So they can put their money in a traditional format that feels safe to them. Your bank account is attached, and you can go up to there's usually a set limit. I didn't see the set limit here. It's probably somewhere in here. It's a minimum of $10,000 if you need to be what do they call that? Credited. But I think this is going to be open to everyone, so it's going to be probably $500 minimum investment, I would think. But I don't know. I didn't actually look at that here. But it's a relatively small amount you can invest and share in the profits here with Lil Pump. And how do you say this? Kashmir? I don't know. You could tell that I am definitely not in the electronic music scene. But in any case, you get paid royalties from their music. These are the first two artists that are coming in here strong, and let's see what happens. So earlier I mentioned YLDY. I think it's just a matter of time until we see some like NFT, like yield farm swap type deals, right? Because I mean, let's talk about that. Like Republic's now got secured NFTs that you are making, essentially royalties off of. And not essentially, you are making royalties off of them. So how is that different from an ASA that you would stake and get rewards off of? I don't know. There's probably some blend there. I think that you might see some NFTs make it to some kind of a pool or a staking, scenario like a YLDY. I don't know. But the Opulus is already there, so let's see what happens. So speaking of Opulus, they're at 27.3. The YLDY to YLDY Algo is at 33. YLDY to Smile still at 21.6. Yesterday I mentioned that it's not just about the APY. I also think there's also some speculation that goes into this as far as, what you think the value will be of the actual tokens themselves. So you'll have to take that into account. Do your own research. But is this 33.1% or 27% better or worse than coming over here to Tinyman, looking at the pool and earning your 0.25 transaction fee? I don't know. It kind of depends on volume, I think. So we'll see. I'm going to experiment with it this weekend, and if I get any information from it, I will report back to the community, and there you have it. That is the end of today's session. It is Friday. We have videos to complete. The KryptoNurd Queen and I are working on some really cool projects with people all over the world. We've got conference calls going from like 6 a.m. down to like 10:30 p.m. working behind the scenes with some really cool companies. So keep an eye out in this space. We've got more to come. KryptoNurd out.